And we're ready whenever you are, sir.
Okay. Good evening, and thank you all for attending tonight's city council meeting. For those who are attending remotely, the camera in the council's chamber is set up to show those attending in person tonight. The platform we are using has a raised hand feature, and you will notice that the picture of the hand in the upper right-hand corner. When we reach the point of the meeting where the public has the opportunity to address council, you can click the button. We'll give you the opportunity to address council. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
Would our clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Skelly, Councilor Dilaba,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Fisher.
Here.
Councilor Powers, Councilor Reish.
Here.
Councilor Scamperly.
Here.
Quorum present.
Kathy, Mayor Skelly and Councilor Powers asked to be excused. Everyone in favor?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. I'll second it. Call the roll?
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Councilor Reish,
Yes.
Councilor Scamperly,
Yes.
Councilor Dilaba,
Yes.
approved.
Ladies first, please.
I cannot even tell you how much money I paid for those shots because there was nothing to do until I was younger. We drove to and is that true? That's a good shot. I can't make it back. Yeah. At school. So he was expecting it. She had her brother's tickets on his team. That is so cool. They're not being challenged. You know, because I was living there. We went to a tournament, and it was one such a that's the game, the Indicators. They had no game. We had nothing facing them to championship game. And you want to talk about devastation. I bet goosebumps right now.
They're good. They're all good.
And that's the thing. So I look at him, he's getting out of it, and he throws forward just to let the change happen, just because I don't care if we're losing it or winning, it's not a game. But those action shots, we were two times, and I'm telling you right now, they'll, well, give me one action shot like that, that's him skating off and shooting, one action shot. And a headshot of the host of him with his helmet on, okay? It was like on this wooden plaque, and the picture slid into the wooden plaque. And when you don't have that,
Yeah.
and you get those,
Yes.
it's like, oh, I'm right. They'll take on and take a picture, so we can. You can.
You can sit there. I can watch. So, Christine, she was at her wedding. She started. Three of us. And played with her. That was the team. So I think he first just right. So he said. But it was so I said to her, so I hit her and I said, Casey. And I'm just curious about this.
Watch it, watch it.
I'm more.
Watch it beautifully. Absolutely.
Stream.
Yeah.
Me?
I think that's awesome. That is awesome.
He built an amazing weekend. Because he usually won't say anything to, you know, and he's like, I think I played really well. No, you played.
Exactly, but good for him because because, you know, that builds confidence and that confidence. Like I said, like I told that day in Walmart, once you get a taste of it, that's it. Yeah. Just based on what you should make and stuff. Here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like the speed and the determination and the trauma and the love.
Yeah. Somebody else.
Yeah, you're right. It's like built the same way, he skates the same way. He strides and he pitches he strides. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely want to come and catch a game for sure.
One of my kids.
I'll say it. Okay, thank you. I haven't even looked at my phone.
That's in the text.
Okay, beautiful.
One of the kids, 13, he was coming towards where I was sitting there, and the guy came right over. He was, yeah. The guy Dude, I could see the images. I was in the but he- You mean like what?
Upon returning from executive session, let the record reflect that upon returning from executive session, all members of council are still present. We do not have any presentations tonight, so that'll bring us to public hearing. We have a need for the public hearing. We have one public hearing tonight regarding a local law to allow for changes in the Augsburg Municipal Code, Section 177, entitled Sewer Rates as dictated by the adoption of the 2024 budget. Is going to be bill number 105, and I will open that public meeting now. If anyone attending in person would like to speak regarding the public hearing, please come down to the podium and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. Now, if anyone attending remotely would like to speak regarding the public hearing, please raise your hand. The raise hand feature in the upper right-hand corner on your screen, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak.
I do not see any hands raised.
I declare this public hearing closed. This time, if anyone attending in person would like to address council, please come down to the podium and you'll have 5 minutes.
Yes, good evening. Michael Tooley. I live in the city. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you tonight. Tonight, I want to speak to you about Bill 117 and ask for a couple of changes to the council meeting dates proposed for next year. First, the first meeting in April, request a change from Monday, April 8th to Tuesday, April 9th. Monday, April 8th next year, Augsburg is going to experience and witness a total eclipse of the sun. And that's totality should be achieved around 3:30. It's going to be a day where we're going to be expecting a lot of visitors, a lot of family and friends returning. It's going to be a festive atmosphere throughout the day. And I just think we'd be better served in our community if we did not hold a meeting that night and moved it to the next night. The other one would be first meeting November 11th, that is Veterans Day. So obviously we need to change that and move that to Tuesday night. Thank you.
Now, if anyone attending remotely would like to address council, please use the red raised hand feature. The clerk will recognize and unmute one person at a time. You'll have 5 minutes.
I do not see any hands raised, sir.
And this brings us to correspondence. Do we have any correspondence?
We do not.
Next, we have our consent agenda. that the claims as enumerated in the general fund warrant number 21-2023 in the amount of $503,915.49, and library warrant number 21-2023 in the amount of $0, and capital fund warrant number 21-2023 in the amount of $456,922.16, and community development warrant number 21-2023 in the amount of $0, and community renewal fund warrant number 21-2023 in the amount of $0. As audited, be the same hereby are ordered paid. I so move. And we do not have any appointments tonight, so that
Deputy
brings.
Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. We have to do a roll call on the consent agenda, please.
Okay, we have a roll call.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
approved.
We do not have any appointments tonight, so it brings us to council items for council action. Our first item of business will be read by Controller Angela Gray. Sewer rates.
Good evening. This resolution is a local law for changes in the Ogdensburg Municipal Code, Section 177, entitled Sewer Rates, as dictated by the adoption of the 2024 budget.
I'll second it.
Any, Kathy Colorado?
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will be read by interim city manager Andrea Smith.
This is a resolution authorizing the interim city manager to execute an agreement between the city of Ogdensburg and the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority for airport security.
Move that. Second it.
So this is a one-year agreement to continue to provide law enforcement officers at the airport as required under federal aviation law.
Is there any discussion? Kathy, would you call the roll?
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
I get a chance to discuss it. I really do think that, I recognize that it subsidizes our police department, but it also takes our police officers off of other responsibilities. And we have so much tax exempt land and they're a tax exempt authority. I really do think it would be better off handled by the St. Lawrence County Sheriff's Department, as I believe it is in Clinton County, outside of Plattsburgh. I believe the sheriff's handles that for the Plattsburgh International Airport, but I'll vote yes, it's in the budget.
approved.
Our next item of business will be read by the city controller Angela Gray.
This is a resolution to approve the 2024 tax warrant.
I'll move that.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
So we reduced the tax rate from $16.58 to $16 per thousand.
Yes, that is
I think when we took office, the rate was $19 and something. So it's about a 20% reduction. That's pretty decent. We had to do a reval, of course, but revals have always been done. So.
Any other discussion? You call the roll?
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will also be read by interim city manager Andrea Smith.
This is a resolution modifying the 2023 budget. Whereas the New York State Unified Court System, Tenet, has an agreement with the city of Ogdensburg, the owner, to obtain cleaning services for the interior of the city court facilities, as well as minor and emergency repairs and preventative building and property maintenance services for the space at City Hall. And whereas said agreement outlines the terms for performing improvements to the space in which the owner is responsible for performing performance of the work, and the tenant is responsible for reimbursing the city for the work performed. And whereas in accordance with the requirements of the tenant owner agreement, the Ogdensburg City Council hereby modifies the 2023 budget to recognize offsetting funds for improvements as followed. Building maintenance, budget code A1620.450. The approved budget is $30,000 and the modification requested would bring that line to $73,400. And the offsetting revenue is line A30212, state aid court facilities. The 2023 budget amount is $50,000 and the modification would result in that budget increase to $123,400.
Move that.
Second.
Any discussion? You call the roll, Ken?
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will also be read by interim city manager Andrea Smith.
This is a resolution authorizing the interim city manager to execute a contract for capital construction to complete New York State court system projects in accordance with the tenant owner agreement.
Move that. Second it.
Any discussion? Kathy, please call the roll.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will also be read by interim city manager Andrea Smith.
This is a resolution calling for a public hearing and public notice on a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 189 of the City of Ogdensburg Municipal Code entitled Streets and Sidewalks.
Move that.
I'll second it.
This is a public hearing that would be held on the 11th day of December here in council chambers at 6 p.m. And the summary of the change is essentially that we are requesting to add a section of the code to address an appeals process when individuals feel as though they have been wrongfully invoiced for clearing of their sidewalk after receipt of a notice of violation.
You call the roll, Ken?
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will also be read by interim city manager Andrea Smith.
This is a resolution designating the 2024 city council meeting dates.
Move that.
I'll second it.
Propose an amendment
Can we
to,
can we do that?
propose an amendment to change the April 8th meeting date to the April 9th, and the November 11th meeting date to November 12th.
Second it.
Call
So-
the roll.
The first roll call will be to amend, sir. Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved. And now as amended. Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
approved.
Two more. Our next item of business will also be read by city manager Andrea Smith, official newspapers.
A resolution to establish the official newspapers for the publication of local law notices and other matters required by law to be published by the city of Ogdensburg for 2024.
Second. And it would designate North Country This Week, the Journal, Watertown Daily Times in that order, right?
We use all of them based on timing. Sometimes there are time restraints that don't allow us to use one newspaper or another, but we use all of them.
Good.
Call the roll.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
approved.
Our last item of business will be read by City Controller Angela Gray. Bank depositories.
This is a resolution to establish the official bank depositories for 2024.
Move that. Second it.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
approved.
That brings us to old business. Does anyone have any old business?
Any response from DASNY and our letter regarding the secret process?
For the demolition of the properties on 37, no, sir.
Anybody else? That brings us to new business. Does anyone have any new business?
There was discussion about canceling the December 4th meeting and just holding the December 11th meeting. I'd make that motion.
Second it.
Kathy, you call the roll?
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved.
Anyone else?
Then in executive session, we talked about, we had sold property to Hosmer's and 17 Main Street, I think for $10,000. And the discussion, I'm free to speak of it, was that they are going to build on that site. So under the agreement, we have the option of taking that site back for $10,000 or relinquishing our rights. So in other words, it stays with the private owner. And that's my favor. And I guess I'd ask that be put on the December 11th agenda to give people time to think about it and consider it. And everybody good with that?
Sure. Yeah, it's okay.
I think we should take it back personally, but I think it's the whole area has to be tied together. That you can't have to just piecemeal it. You know, you don't only buy half a suit. So,
Well, hopefully by the 11th, you'll change my way.
no. Okay, and that brings us to items for discussion. And we'll begin with interim city manager Andrea Smith.
At the last meeting, we had a little bit of a discussion about methods for weed removal in the marina. And we had presented a quote for $12,500 to apply chemicals to reduce and alleviate the weed issue in the marina. The council did not choose to incorporate that into the approved 2024 budget at that time, but they did request some additional information. So we did reach out to the company and ask the questions of council. And so I just wanted to kind of go through that. The first question is, how effective is the chemical application at removing and reducing aquatic weed growth? And the contractor replied that the application of chemicals provides an 80 to 90% reduction in weed and algae growth and density for the duration of the season. We also inquired as to where this chemical has been applied in the past by this company. They provided 4 references: Lakeshore Country Club Marina on Oneida Lake, Town of Phoenix Municipal Pond, Harbor's End Marina, Henderson Harbor, and Drumlins Golf and Country Club in Syracuse. And we also inquired about the safety for fish and wildlife. And they reported that there are no issues and that the DEC does not permit products that have negative impacts on fish or wildlife. And there are no restrictions following the application for fishing or swimming. So.
Did we find anything out about the carp?
What was,
Corn's really cheap from what I understand.
that's what, we did that a few times late in the season this year, but that is what in our budget this year, as approved at this time, we would do the physical weed removal. We did budget for that, as well as try to start earlier in the season with the application of corn, which is supposed to entice the carp in, and then their movements naturally agitate the vegetation and in theory help keep it down. So we did that. We just started it very late last year. So maybe starting it earlier will have a better impact at a cheaper cost.
Yeah.
The carp
You know what,
fishermen would, if they had a spot there, it'd be perfect.
No, I don't think we can do that. But, but I have no problem trying to carp this coming year and seeing how it goes. Should we open this up for a public hearing too and listen to the public? Maybe some people are researching this. Before we go modifying the budget.
We don't have to, it's in there.
Not the chemical application. That's not in the budget.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So it's already in the budget for the carp and everything.
And plus, like you said, you didn't start it at the beginning of the year. And a lot of people say if you start from the beginning and you continuously do it, it would work.
I think that's key. Once the ice leaves,
Pepper it.
when the carp really become active, probably like April or May.
I thought as part of the improvements down there that we were putting in a bigger.
There is a bigger culvert.
Yeah.
It was only installed in September.
Is it a lot bigger?
No, we're limited in the size because of it's not really a bridge, but that connection between the shoreline and then the break wall. We are limited in how big it can be, but we did upsize it.
And the idea there was for more flow, so there would be less stagnant and less weed growth.
Correct.
I'm not seeing it.
It's harder to get more flow when you have low water conditions also, so we
At
had.
this time of year, it is difficult, so. Rather than spend the 12 grand, maybe you try the carp this year. If it doesn't work, then
Bag of corn a week.
chemical for next year. Just for me. Bag of corn a week.
I don't know what I'm saying.
$8 for a bag of corn.
Hmm.
Does anyone else have it? Good.
Nope.
I have one. If you noticed that they're going around changing the lights now, it's all the street lights.
National Grid.
It's 100% better. The streets look better. You can see. That was a really.
I hadn't noticed that. I think the one at my corner is out. I really haven't looked and I haven't reported it, but
I watched them. They take the heads right off.
hopefully
They
it'll be
move all
replaced.
the way up, replace all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty. They got to move.
good.
This was good. Anyone else?
How many of those are they doing?
Oh, there's a lot.
A third of the city, a half of the city?
The whole city.
The whole city, good.
Yeah.
And that's all energy efficiency too, right? So
The LED,
They're converting them to all LED. I can resend you the inventory if you want. When we approved to go forward, that inventory was,
no, that's okay. I was just curious.
How many does the city have?
We own some, the Arterial, across the bridge. I think half of them were converted. There's not completely converted.
Because the tall ones way up on the bridge that pretty much light up all that.
That's the one on this side of the bridge is converted.
Okay, the one on the other side towards New York Ave, isn't it? No, because it's dark there. But maybe we can, start looking towards finding something, maybe some funding to finish up the ones with the city, because with the savings that you're getting from the ones that NYMO's doing, But it's a
Power Authority.
total different lighting. I mean, it's amazing what you can see. Okay. That brings us to citizen participation. At this time, if anyone attending in person would like to address council, please come down to the podium and you will have 2 minutes. Now, if anybody attending remotely would like to address council, please use the raise hand feature. The city clerk will recognize and unmute one person at a time, and you'll have 2 minutes.
The first individual is registered as Donna Trim, and I will unmute that individual now. It appears you are self-muted. Ms. Trim, it appears you are self-muted. Can you hear me? Not sure how you want to proceed, Deputy Mayor. It appears she's having some technical difficulty. Her line is open.
Could be a mistake.
Maybe she hit it by mistake.
Yeah. That's all right, guys. We'll go on. We do not have a need for another executive session, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.